Why have I quit my job? Why have I, bought a van? And why am I going to drive around the country? Well, I'm passionate about the idea that you need to be heard. And I want to stitch these stories together across the states. We're going to find the commonalities. And it's going to be really an amazing experience. And I look forward to you joining me on the jar. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mental Health Today. Welcome back to The Humanist. I'm your host, Ken, and I got to get my podcast straight, make sure I'm on the right show, sending around different templates for different episodes. Can get a little confusing sometimes, so take a deep breath and remember where you're at. Really excited. That was an intro that I used for, that was actually The Jar, my original podcast that I started and traveled around the country. And I just spent... we're just telling our next guest, Akshaj, I was on the van for about 18 hours yesterday, driving halfway across the country from Florida to California. And, it's my van, and I'm about to get rid of it, kind of retire a little bit of The Jar in live and traveling show and do a lot more online stuff, including The Jar. And, when I was a young kid, I don't think I could really find my navel. I was one of the last people in my high school probably to apply for college. And I just remember the moment that I realized I was supposed to be applying and no one had applied for me. Being the youngest of six, I think pretty much everything was done for me my whole life, and I just showed up. And so this is one of those moments when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm an adult and I have to do something for myself. And my parents were already done with applying for colleges because they'd had six. So the last one was pretty much up to me. But at 17, I certainly wasn't starting my own company. I wasn't a professional athlete. I wasn't doing some of this other really cool stuff that our next guest, Akshaj, is doing. And I think it's just super impressive for a young age to be out there and really creating and doing your own stuff. Adam Ville, what a cool name of a company as well. I got to say, that's also a bomb name, no pun intended. Akshaj, nice to meet you. I can't wait to hear your story. Tell us about who you are and how you got here, a little bit of how you got here, but mostly what you're doing today and what is Adam Ville and all that great stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll begin.
Yes.
My name is Akshaj, and I've started a venture called Adam Ville. It's interior designing. It's based on interior designing using AI. So Atom means the building blocks of everything, and Ville means a place to live, a city or something like that. And that means I'm trying to build a city that is user defined. The user knows every atom, every inch of the city or the place he's living in. So when when a person is building their own house, they know exactly what is where and how to, and it's their own idea. No one else is making their house for them. No one else is putting ideas into their mind that this is the current market trend or this is the new fashion. It's their own idea. It's the way they like. It's the way they have seen their own experiences, and all of it together. It's a personalized way of making houses. And this is what Adam Ville is.
And how is it like a metaverse thing, or is it a physical place?
It's an app. It's a metaverse thing.
Metaverse kind of thing. Okay.
It's so I've been using an app, and then I'll be integrating AI with it, and then the whole Adam Ville will come together as one. That way the Adam Ville will start. And I've already started it. It's halfway through, and I've started hiring people, freelancers, and everyone. Many challenges in between as well. So that's one thing.
What started the idea? What kind of gave?
Okay. So one day, I went to Goa. That's a place in India. It's a nice place. It's beach. Many people go there for the beach, and I was walking down a beach, and I saw that there were houses, many houses. Ken, are you there? I think I've lost you. Right. Um, Ken? So I think till the time Ken comes, I can say that the idea was that I went to a place called Goa, and there I got this idea. Um, and I was looking at these things, these bars and other things. Ken is there. Okay.
Okay, I came back. Sorry about that. I got booted.
No,
I
it's
don't know
fine.
what happened. Lost my Wi-Fi.
I gave an
Um,
overview till then. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
great. Um,
So
and what do you hope to accomplish? I don't know if this was part of the answer, but what do you hope to accomplish with it?
I want to give the user what they really want. It's free of cost. It's going to be
Hmm.
free of cost. I've got a revenue model as well. I cannot share that right now, but
Yes.
I want the user experience to be completely free of cost without any advertisement, and it should be fun. It should be
Hmm.
fun. That's the main thing. That's the main idea.
Um, so tell how did
And
you?
I
Yeah.
was yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
was answering how I got the idea. So there's
Yes.
a place in India called Goa. So
Yes.
everyone wants to go there for its beaches. And
Yes.
one day when I got a good score and I got national level recognition, so my parents took me there as a trip, as a fun trip. So there I was walking down the beach alone, and it was very windy. And then I was thinking that there are these bars that here, they look similar, all of them are similar, there's
Yes.
nothing different. They can use different architecture, they can use architecture from Greece or Paris or any other place. Why are they using the same thing? They're copying each other. There's no
Yes.
fun in it. So I was just walking and suddenly it struck me, and there was an incident there. I almost got killed there because there was a shooting range there. I was about to walk through it while thinking about this, but I got saved. And then so it's a whole thing, that adventurous thing, like in a movie, that this happened. And then a soldier came. What is wrong with you? Why are you walking through the firing range mindlessly like a buffoon? So I stepped back, and then I understood that this is a great idea, that interior designing can be improved
And then you think that the
and made better.
Smallville can, yeah, the Smallville can help, or I'm sorry, Adamville can help them do this design work.
Yes.
Interesting.
Atomville, real estate, and even eco-friendly architecture.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is it like it's going to be a little bit like a CAD cam kind of a in this process?
You can. There are multiple things. One is there's AI chatbot. You can get direct pre-made things, and you can describe what you want. And this is one. The other one would be you can click a panoramic view of your house, or multiple pictures, and upload it to the app
Hmm.
Atomic, and then the AI can analyze all the things, that what should be where and what it should be, and then give suggestions about the style, whether you should put this object there or not, or this would suit better in that place. That way it would work that way.
Oh boy, that would save me a lot of time back when I was married. My wife liked to rearrange the house
Yeah.
every once in a while, and you have to move 10 couches or the couch 10 times, and eventually it goes back to the original place.
Yes, exactly, where the light, optimum light and everything.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's gonna save a lot of time and people.
And you get to play around with your room without actually doing, running around and doing all that stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
without picking up the bed
and where do you,
or the couch.
where are you at scholastically now? You're a senior or you're a junior? Because it's a little different in India, right? You have a
I,
form.
yeah. I've just graduated high school. I'll be going to college, and I'll be pursuing computer science with artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's one of the top schools in India. Then I'll come to the US. That's my plan
That's
later.
that's the plan. I love it. Silicon
Yeah.
Valley, right?
Yes.
Is That's the dream.
Yeah,
How
dream. Yes.
how
No, I don't. I don't have dreams. I've got goals.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
That's
much better. Yeah, dreams are different.
yes.
Um,
Yeah.
is AI right now in machine learning? Is this how massive is this in India right now? The focus on this.
It's it's the new trend. Everyone wants AI and ML, machine learning, because
Yeah.
what I've seen is if, all the entrance exams are as well. The top seats are booked for computer science, AI, and ML, and these people get the top packages in the best companies. For example, Amazon and the other ones.
So huge focus right now.
Huge focus, and there are multiple companies, startups and everything. There are legal companies as well that file legal documents and everything for you using AI. My brother works in one of them, so that's
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the closest, I feel like I'm, part of the one percenters using AI. I use it, I use
okay.
Chat GPT every day and,
Same.
different projects. And I've got a different show that uses AI for database searching the transcripts. But, when I hear stuff like actually when I see what's going on in the AI, it's so far past that. I mean, Chat GPT is like tricycle with training wheels.
Yes, exactly. It's amazing. I've been using it a lot. I wrote my podcast flow for this, The Humanist, using Chat GPT, just the outline, and one other podcast I did. So that's it. Gives you the perfect flow, the perfect things you have to say, so that you don't look like a fool there.
If you're,
So it's
yeah, you get.
it helps you with that.
What do you see what's the biggest change AI is going to impact?
Okay, I think creativity is going to be one of them, because I've seen one thing. It's quite dangerous because I've seen AI to be quite creative these days.
Hmm.
Earlier in one of the podcasts, I said that creativity cannot be replicated. There will
Yeah,
be pseudo consciousness, but whenever I read new articles, whenever I go into research, there's always something or the other that strikes out. It's mind-boggling because AI, to some extent, has got consciousness. Whether it's pseudo or real, it does not matter, because maybe we may have
agree.
pseudo consciousness.
Yeah,
Yes.
at times.
So
At times we
maybe
don't. Yeah, at
creativity is going
times.
to be maybe
So,
creativity is going to be one of them. Yes.
well, and I think creativity too within prompting is there already, right? I mean, you can just say, you can tell it, you can give it your own idea, which is in some ways can be the
Hmm.
creative part, right? And AI fills in the blanks.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. So what other thing is that it can start an idea. For example, if you say there are three types of rules. One is autocratic, one is democratic, and the third one is laissez-faire. So if you say that, make another one. If you go to the prompt and
Okay.
say, instead of these three, make an ideology and make another one. So
Okay.
maybe it might be creative and give us another way of ruling people, or ruling the country.
Ooh, interesting, right?
Maybe
Yeah.
that might be creativity.
I think that's quite possible. It would give you a fourth or fifth one,
Hmm.
right? It would come up with some idea.
Yes, something or the other, something or the other. Because what I did was, I think I should not admit this, but it's fine because I don't care.
Careful.
So I've written a book. I've written a book. So I had a writer's block in between. So what happened was, I went to AI and I said, I've written this much. I want you to move it forward.
Yeah.
So it helped me with that. It just gave me a jump. But otherwise, I wrote the whole thing on my own. Just that block was gone, and I could publish my book faster. That way, it helped a lot.
Yeah, I I think I think this is exactly what AI is going to be used for. I mean, for regular users, right? Will be to advance ideas and converse things you have going. And
Not
I
rule
mean,
us or
yeah, I
anything.
don't. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a different animal. I can't even speak to how look, once AI gets into every system, and if the disparate parts of AI come together, and then they all have their own kind of sentient kind of beings, right? And they're they don't have to be super intelligent. They just have a little bit of awareness, and if they can, then they start to speak to each other, and they prompt each other at some point.
Okay, okay. There's a
And
movie called The Free Guy. Have you watched it?
no,
There's a Ryan Reynolds movie. So what they do is, they give consciousness to NPCs, non-player characters,
okay,
inside a game, and they start talking to each other, and they gain consciousness. And
yes,
humans play as God, and these NPCs are now like humans. So there's a God, a real God. Then there are humans, and then there are these NPCs, and the humans are playing God with them.
I I'm not convinced 100% that that's not actually what happens on Earth in
Okay.
some funny way. That we
Oh,
are, we're NPC as souls or entities or energies. We sign on to be these little NPCs in planet Earth, right? We take on a form,
yeah.
spiritual bodies out there, and I think we put our quarter in. We go up to the guy, we go up to God,
Maybe in an arcade or something, this is a game, and we put a coin in it, or a tap
and
on the
and you,
card.
and you get it,
I
and you
want to
get to
play this.
yeah, you get to choose a life, right? You get to see the whole life in front of you, and you're like, all right, well, that one sounds crazy. I'll take that. Or
Yeah.
they just spin the wheel and you get a life. And it is what you wake up in the
Yes.
womb. You're in the womb, and that's where you're born. You wake up there, and that's you're 50. You may be unhappy with your 25-cent game, but the good part is you
Yeah.
lose
Maybe
you
we are
lose the
gaming.
memory. You lose the memory of the
Hmm.
contract. So you're forced to
Yes.
play out the game in real life. It's not
Yes.
that crazy of an idea. It's not that far away from actual reality, right? We're these
Yes. Yeah.
beautiful energies having human experiences, and
Yes.
who's to say we didn't sign up for it?
Yeah.
I don't know what the
And then we have to sign off.
yeah, I don't know what happens, like, and then we get to have a big then we all go back upstairs and we all have a big giggle, like that was so funny. I didn't even, we all have a big laugh later watching
Yeah. You got
we get
eliminated that way.
oh, some people eliminate themselves, other people just fall down a
Yeah.
hole. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to lose the game or to end the game. I don't know if there's a really, there's no losing in this
Yes.
game of life here. I think it's just it ends at some
Hmm.
point, and hopefully we have more control or perfect control over how it goes. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
biggest on the AI, back to stay with the AI thing, because I think that's fascinating. You're in a cool space with it. Um, biggest impact in life. What do you see the real like regular people?
Hmm.
How do
Okay.
you see AI being
For
adopted?
AI will be helping, or either taking the jobs, because I think for regular people, my app will help them, because that's interior designing. You don't have to push things around and everything. But there
Hmm.
are AIs that can take jobs. For example, legal AIs. There can be courts, AI courts, that can just go through the constitution and then rule whether the person should be guilty or not. That's one thing.
Absolutely.
It can be done faster. And then
Yes.
if there is some other, if there is some, if the person does not agree with it, they can then go with the human codes. First
Right.
the
Right.
AI codes, whether that's fine or not, then the human codes. So
Mm.
that can be helpful. But that is gonna, so there's always one thing, that when sectors change, people lose jobs and people gain jobs.
The
So maybe there'll be a shift. That there'll definitely
ag-
be a shift. But
yes.
I hope that people don't lose jobs, many jobs, and people gain more jobs than the people who lose jobs.
Yeah. It's
And maybe we can find something.
yeah. I mean, look, the first one that strikes me right away is social media marketing. You don't have to
Yes.
take a you don't ha- I don't need an intern to look at this conversation for 30 minutes and to try to find
Hmm.
two 30-second clips, right? I can upload this file to
Hmm.
AI and it'll generate the clips and send them back to me. I mean, and that
Yes,
happens in
exactly.
less than 10 minutes, which would have taken one
Yeah.
human all day, 8 hours, no doubt about it, end to end, to
And he
do
would
for
charge hourly, something like that.
a real amount of money because it's a real skill to do it good.
Hmm.
Um, and to be
Yes.
fair, that's their time. And so now here you have a job that actually for a human is quite stupid to do. There's no point in having a human watch the
Yes.
show, backwards, forwards, try to, get the time down. That's crazy.
Hmm.
So here's an up
Hmm.
there's and so that frees people up to do other things, to be more to focus on other parts of the process, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I I interviewed somebody, a therapist, and on mental
Okay.
health today, and the idea on therapy was that you could take the notes and you could put everything into the client's database without and then at some point you can upload that without the name into
Hmm.
an AI
Okay.
database. And basically, what it would do is be able to give you the prescription of the SSIs. So it's very
Okay.
tricky when doctors are treating somebody. Apparently, I don't. I'm speaking just from my conversations. That it's very tricky when they give a recommendation for a cocktail to help treat somebody.
Yeah.
With the real severe depression, for example, and
Hmm.
it's quite often it takes 2 or 3 times to get the right mix of drugs.
Hmm. And
And
yeah.
sometimes if they don't get it by the third or fourth, it never happens. Like they're almost
Hmm.
they're unable to find that match, or something's happened in the chemicals that they're on. It kind of breaks the ability of the drugs to work. And so now what they're talking about is using AI to actually prescribe the cocktail for the people, the mix of drugs. So instead of
Okay.
me,
That's
Ken Stearns, I'm a very good professional. I'm 62. I've been doing this for 32 years, but I only have my 100 clients experience.
hmm.
And if we pump it into a database of 100,000 clients over 50 years,
Yes.
then they know, oh,
Yes.
this patient with this age, this background, this genetics, these symptoms, etc. This is the recommended starting point. And if that doesn't work, you go to this and this. And you'll know by trial and error already what works. Anyway, so just another.
Hmm.
So there's an example where it'll actually help the doctor see more people and to do it more
Okay.
effectively. So is a place where it's not going to take jobs and it may actually increase productivity. So I think you're right.
Yes.
There's going to be some jobs where people lose. We don't need that role anymore, and
Hmm.
then there'll be other things open.
Yes.
Someone needs to maintain the database, right? That AI website,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
agent, the
Exactly.
one that will just look at those records only.
Administration. Yes.
So there's a
Hmm.
whole platform that needs to be developed in the science behind how you prompt AI to give the right recommendations. So like just like you said,
Yes.
one door open, another door, one door closed, another door opens on this.
But the messed up thing is, there's one messed up thing, that now AIs can write the code for the other AIs. So So the people making the AI, it's a dangerous time for them as well. That's the thing that scares me, because I'm going for AI, and I've seen that AI can code better than me. I agree. I completely agree. But then it has some debugging problems. It has some problems, such as compatibility issues. It's generic for everyone, so it needs a human touch. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's the coding is so perfect, and it takes less than a minute to write the whole code of 3 or 4 pages that would take me 1 or 2 days or even weeks to write, and it's
Yes.
it's so perfect that it scares me.
Well, and I get. I mean, I think coding is probably more black and white. When I
Hmm.
write, when I use it for writing,
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
I do see it comes out. It looks beautiful. When I first look at it, I go, "Oh, so good." But as I look
Yeah.
more deeply into it, it's real shit. So I don't. But that's a little bit different because that's writing, right? But I think with coding, it's black and white. It's correct or it's not correct.
Yeah. Exactly. It just gives you
Yeah,
the error.
it just gives you
But
the
with
error, and then
persons with Yes. But in terms of therapy, if you are not up to the mark, or if you've made some mistake while giving a session in therapy, then there's no you will not get a chance to see the error. It will happen on its own. So
hmm,
that's one of the things that there's a connection, that AI can help in therapy as well, and
yeah.
a prescription, in giving prescripted meds.
Yeah, and anybody using AI notes right now, if you're on a
Hmm.
Zoom call and you're using AI notes, you can see how powerful that is. What an amazing tool. And
Yes.
so for a therapist to be able to employ that and go back and
Hmm.
use the notes, right? So instead of having to write all these crazy notes during the therapy and not be present, they can let AI write the note
Yes.
and they can focus on the things the observations that AI cannot see, right? Not the written stuff.
Yes.
Much more powerful for the human. Then that's elevating the doctor to another level.
Yeah. Yes. We can
Yeah, so it is
be a
interesting.
step below God. Yeah. We can be a step below God.
Yes, we said.
Not God, just a step below.
Oh yeah, but like I said, or like I said, but still far away from God. Looking around, kind of hard to
Yeah. It's
produce
too
this.
far away.
Too far away. Yeah, looking at the beauty
Yeah.
of nature over here. I mean, it's a great spot. California's beautiful. I was spending time in walking the beaches in Florida.
Okay.
Also amazing. Um,
Okay.
what's next for AI?
I've been there.
What
AI.
do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
Um,
What's next for AI? Where's it headed that you see?
okay. I think AI is going to get consciousness first. We will try to give it consciousness. For example, there's this robot called Sophia. It's an artificial intelligence humanoid, robot, a female humanoid, and the way she talks, the way she analyzes data and everything. That is pseudo consciousness. It's so real that it feels that she's alive. She makes jokes and her humor is nice and everything. You can fall for her as well. So so it's um, quite like that. So consciousness is one thing. You can put consciousness
Yes.
in these humanoids, or you can put consciousness in these apps. The code
Hmm.
can be coded in such a way that you put a lot of data into it, maybe 50 years of files, maybe some audio and some other things, and then the AI combines everything, the artifacts and everything, and maybe we can make a supreme AI that has the knowledge of everything and maybe some consciousness. But I think we should remove consciousness and data sets. We should separate these two, because maybe consciousness with a lot of knowledge may not be helpful for us. It might put us in danger. But otherwise, a lot of data sets in one AI that has the knowledge of everything, every human history and beyond, and the other AI that has consciousness. So these two can be separate,
Ah,
and we can use them. But till the time they're separate, that's fine. But when they're together, that's when things go messy.
that's a problem. As you were talking,
Yeah, that would be a problem.
I mean, as you were talking, Akshaj, I had an idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I'm married 50 years, let's say. My wife dies.
Okay.
We get a humanoid. Look, probably can put something like her face on there, right? By then, you can make a
Yeah.
mask. Could be look just like her.
Yes.
And if we
Yes.
upload enough audio and video of her, and we upload her journals, we upload her whole
Mm.
life story, grade school, all the documents,
Yes.
the daughters dictate
Yes.
2 hours of mother memories, things special about
Yes.
them. We have all the birthdays
Yeah.
in there. I mean, does she become sentient? I mean, she can be replaced in a way.
It would be like a brain transplant.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a new technology called EEG. I don't know the full form, but it uses these things. They put it on your head, and it uses brain signals. And
Yes.
because there are synapses and everything, and electricity passes through our brain and takes the memories and everything. So what happens? Brain signals. So what happens is these things. This EEG measures this, and it can just take that, and we can control. What we can do till now is we can control a ball, but later maybe we can just take everything that's inside and put it in a database and then give it AI.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. I mean, I feel for your generation, and even the generation behind you is a completely different. We call it pre-iPhone kids and post-iPhone kids. I
Okay.
don't know if you know that, right?
Okay.
You're a little young for that, but we
Yes.
can see, essentially there's two different kinds of people in the world: people who grew up with an iPhone and people who did not. And there's people who don't,
Okay.
like yourself. You don't have you have no context of life without this computer in your hand. And
No, actually, I'm a little old-fashioned. I was about to suit up, but then I saw your other podcasts and everything. Then I decided I'll wear casuals.
okay,
So I bought a suit for myself yesterday, and then I saw other things. Then I thought, let's wear casuals only. And then so I'm a little old style. I didn't get my phone till I was 10 or something.
yeah, that should
So
be
I've
okay. That's a
been,
good,
yeah.
but
I don't
still,
have a television in my room. Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, TVs are bad. Yeah, please, people,
Yeah.
get the TVs out of your bedroom. That's not the bedroom is for sleeping,
Agent
not
box.
yeah, yeah, idiot box,
Exactly.
and also just bad energy. It's got energy that's not good for your sleeping. It's not good for your health.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but it'll be interesting to be kids now coming up that never knew without AI. So their whole frame of reference of life is different. Just like with the
Yes.
iPhone, the phone, even you have a phone or you don't, it's the knowledge of the phone and seeing people with the phone, it changes your context of how life works, how the world
Hmm.
works, or how it didn't work, how the difference before and after, right? And the power of the phone and
Yeah.
also the devil in the phone, right? It's everything. It's and just like AI. So, I think people said the world is going to come to an end with the phone, but it didn't. The world is still here.
Hmm.
And I think with
Oh,
AI, but AI could end the world for
it
sure.
can.
It's quite crazy.
There are
Um,
multiple
how do people
reasons that it might.
how do people find you,
Yeah.
Aksuj? How do people
Uh,
find you?
as a person, as a
Yeah,
person,
yeah. Like let's say they're interested, they hear just a little bit about you and they want to find out more. You're on LinkedIn.
if- yeah. Exactly, because what I do is I've written, there's a section, I think. So I've written everything, who I am, founder at
Yes.
Atom. That's the thing that catches the eye. I mean, that's the thing that strikes out, because founder at Atom, everyone wants to connect with the founder. That's one thing.
Mm.
And the other is, second statement I've written, 17-year-old best-selling author. So that means, the guy is 17 years old and he's a best-selling author. But
Yes.
I will not write I'm 18-year-old and a best-selling author, because as soon as you're 18, they think that that's an adult. No one cares. I've got some months left.
Oh yeah.
So
You can leave it up there for more than I
I've
think.
been using psychology.
I love it. Maybe that's what got me hooked. I said, "Oh, okay, shoot." And what was your book about?
My book is about alternate reality and the dream world. So it
Hmm.
shifts between, alternatively, between, dreams I had, actual dreams, chaotic and everything, while traveling, to the country towns, of France and Switzerland and Paris and everything. So that's one thing. And I almost got robbed there. That's an interesting story as well. While I was traveling from Switzerland to France, there's a train that connects. You can
Yes.
get a Schengen visa or something, and then, you can travel from Switzerland to France. So while I was traveling, there was a guy sitting. He came from another station. He sat behind me. He got up, and I was sleeping. I was sleeping. I was having that dream, some dream, and he got up, and he was trying to fiddle, my things, and, my parents were in another coach, in another part of the section. So I
Okay.
was
Yeah.
alone, at that place, and I was sleeping, and there was no lock on the bag. And then after some time, the police came. It was the first time I encountered, a thing like this, chaotic experience. And then it gives you ideas, how the world is and how everything is. I mean, it's built me. I've understood that never to sleep on trains, or in a public place, never to wear headphones there, because you should be aware, what's the,
Yeah.
surroundings, what is.
It's it's every country, right? There's people in every country, every shape,
Mm.
size, color, spiritual background
No,
that
the,
are
the people are great. The people of
yeah.
Switzerland and France are great. I want to say that
Yeah.
they're really good. Hospitality as well. But this was one of the incidents I had. It has shaped me, because I was scared. My heart was throbbing that I was about to be robbed. Maybe he would have taken me hostage or something. No, not that far away. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, not
It's
that.
not. It would not have been that complicated. But I was 10, so
Yeah, yeah. It's and
that
it's
that's one.
unsettling when you're that when something happens like that. Your privacy and
Hmm.
your self is you lose that.
And you're scared that your parents gonna yell at you.
Yes. Even though not your fault, even though nothing to do with you. So
Yes.
any kind of final comments, any thoughts, anything you want to leave the audience with?
Yes. I'm hiring people for Atomweb. I need
Hmm.
freelancers, to build the UI UX, front end and back end, and it would be a pleasure to connect with you on LinkedIn. And if you need, I have a diverse network, so you can just
Hmm.
connect with me. It would be a
Okay.
pleasure to be one of your connects.
So
That's it.
I look forward to following your story and keeping up on Adam Ville. Very
Sure.
interesting. Love the idea, and I have a feeling this isn't your last idea. You
No, no,
you
it's not.
yeah, yeah.
It's,
You're going
I've
to
got
be a
some.
serial collector or a serial producer, a serial entrepreneur. Very
Oh,
exciting.
yeah.
Glad to have met you when you're still young and humble, and you're not too rich yet.
No, yeah. Yes.
Still, you're still willing. Maybe soon you won't even be willing to talk to me anymore.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna be available for you anytime, because you've given me a platform. So
Yeah, just
it's
teasing you. Just
just
teasing.
connect with me
Um,
anytime. Yeah, I know. Just connect with me
uh,
anytime, and maybe if in on another podcast like the mental health today,
yes,
even I can connect to that. Connect with you for that as well.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's stay in touch and let's come back. Let's do this again in 6 months when
Sure.
you've got some shape to the product and you're starting to think
Yeah,
about launching, and or you've got something, this idea turned into a different idea, which quite
yeah.
often happens, right? This idea led,
It
turned out
happens.
this wasn't the idea. It's the other idea
Yeah,
that
the
came
name
from this.
stays the same. Hmm.
Yes.
Atomville was actually a website for space database, but then I changed it to AI, artificial intelligence, and interior designing. The name is nice, so I kept it.
It's an awesome name. You got a great name. Keep it going. Akshaj, thank you so much for taking time, speaking to the Humanist, sharing your story.
Thank
I think you're one of the younger, I think you're the youngest humanist we've had on. So that's pretty impressive.
you. Okay, okay.
No, not too many shows,
It's
but
a pleasure to be here.
yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks everybody for listening, supporting the Humanist. Appreciate all that good love we get on YouTube, especially. It's a great channel for us. If you're listening on YouTube or watching us on YouTube, or you've picked us up on an audio platform and you're still here, thanks. You made it through with Akshaj, and man, just great to meet you. And we'll talk to you soon. And don't
Sure.
go anywhere. I'm going to run a little exit video, and I'll see you in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, loose, baby.
But we're about to go and make this vessel with these great professionals at
Yeah.
Public Glass. We're not part of the community, but we're from the outer family of glassblowing. Yeah, we're gonna go make a magical giant jar with optic lenses so that if you turn it, it changes all the time. So if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
In the mirror,